Hey, hello and welcome along. This is another episode in a series of video vignettes demonstrating the Dell Apex Cloud platform for Microsoft Azure's consistent hybrid management experience. This short video shows how to scale out a cluster in a highly efficient and fully automated manner using a guided, wizard-driven workflow in our Dell Apex Cloud platform extension in Microsoft Windows Admin Center. Now, before I get into the interface, I just want to highlight that at initial release of the platform, you can only expand a cluster running a minimum of 2 nodes, and it must be configured to use the scalable network topology. With this case, you can add 1 node at a time to a maximum cluster size of 16 nodes. Scaling out single node clusters and 2 node clusters that use the switchless storage network topology are not currently supported. Let's go over to the Physical View tab, and you'll notice I was running a cluster with 2 MC760 nodes in my lab. I obtained a third MC760 node configured with the same CPU, memory, and storage as these current nodes. I also configured its network switch ports to match the existing cluster's ports. Then I navigated to the Servers tab and clicked on the Add button. Auto Discovery mode kicked in at this point, which used IPv6 MLD snooping. This is the same mechanism used to auto-discover cluster nodes during initial deployment. After discovery, 4 compatibility checks were run against the new node, including symmetry, disk commonality, hardware, and software checks. If any of these would have failed, I would have been provided the details in order to take corrective action before proceeding. I inserted the host name, management IP address, and new local administrator password for the new cluster node. Then I inserted the rack name and rack position of the new node following my existing standard. There was nothing to enter on the network step, as the required values for the management and storage networks were automatically retrieved from the existing nodes in the cluster. When I clicked Validate, the workflow ran a wide variety of automated validation checks. All these tests ensured that consistency and standardization would be maintained across the newly expanded cluster, and that performance and resiliency would not be compromised by the expansion. Then I proceeded to add the node. Now, this procedure can take up to a couple of hours to complete. The networking, hostname, and local administrator credentials were configured on the new node. Then the add server PowerShell commandlet was run. When that completed, the storage pool was automatically rebalanced, but this rebalancing was set to low priority, so running workloads wouldn't be negatively impacted. Then more validation occurred to ensure the cluster was functioning normally. Any failures during these configuration steps would cause the workflow to stop, but a retry mechanism is included to easily resume the process from a failed step. In my case, the cluster expansion succeeded, and you can see the cluster now running 3 nodes. I can also confirm this over in the Physical View tab. Well, that's it for this video vignette on cluster expansion. For a more in-depth discussion on all things Dell Apex Cloud platform for Microsoft Azure, please head over to Dell's InfoHub site, and don't forget to check out more demo videos at our YouTube channel. Thank you for watching.